So tomorrow we're going to check 222 and turn it in. But to make sure that it's in the video for our friends playing from home, today we're going to finish up 222, bless you. If you didn't turn these in on Friday, turn them in when you can. I mean, it's not a huge deal, but it's in my grade book as a missing, and it's going to go in MAP like real soon. This week, we're just rolling 222, 223. Now, here's the thing that you want to pay attention to. The two papers that you have stapled together, 221 and 222. I'm going to go ahead and collect those tomorrow. I realize you guys don't like ripping staples apart, and like a lot of us are struggling to realize if I'm turning in multiple things, I can staple them together. So if those are stapled, great. If they're not, please put a staple in them. If you don't have it done tomorrow, turn it in Wednesday, right? Like people keep coming to me and they're like, what do I do? I'm like, just turn it in when you can. Not a huge deal. Math binder. If you're not using a math binder, you should be. If you need a math binder, come see me. I have extra binders. There are boxes of them in the office. Literally. We like recycle, upcycle, whatever you want to say. And if you have to miss school, go to my YouTube. We're going to do E and F on your worksheet here in a second, but I know we need to check answers for another minute, so. Guys, these are just options. You probably have something different for 37. So 37, you can't really check that well. So let's flip to the back. Everyone should be looking at the back of 221. It looks like this. Everyone should be looking at the back. In 38, after we add things up, we have a length of 15 in A, 16 in B, 8 for C, and 11 for D. Any questions on 38? Check your scaled axes. Anyone able to tell me what's funny in the notes right here? If you saw it or in the homework from me taking pictures of stuff. There's a little mouse thing in there. Yeah, there's a few. You're going to get another one this week too, where I'm funny. So guys, remember, put your eyes on this. How we do this scaling, and the reason I don't do this so you guys come here is I think it's more beneficial when I write and you see it. If you haven't done C yet, let's do it together. 8.8 would divide by what? 1, 2, 3, 4 jumps, right? This is what. And if you don't have that work written down and you don't know how to do it, please write that work down. So it gives you that reminder. That gives us 2.2. Sorry, it's a little sloppy. So then this would be 2.2, 4.4, 6.6, and 8.8. Boom. It works. This one gets a little weird. Why does this one get a little weird? Who can tell me? Just shout it out. What's 10 divided by? 3. And this is 3.3 repeating. This is 6.6 repeating. And then, guys, I had a couple people come ask me about this, and this is one of those questions where, like, if you come and talk to me about it, I sometimes am just like, man, here's a piece of candy because you're thinking hard. If we scale this at 3.3 and 6.6, does that mean this is 9.9? Well, kind of. Right? If the 9 repeats forever, it's very, 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 very close to 10. Right? So if you put 9.9 there, that's totally fine. But make sure you have the repeating bar above it. 9.9 repeating. For 40, you have to use the graph there. So we've got coordinates on the graph. Remember when we're naming points, it's x first, y second. This is your x-axis. This is your y-axis. If you need to remind yourself, the x-axis goes side to side. Y-axis goes top to bottom. Sorry, what's that? Yeah, I know. I just like to make it even bolder. So Vanessa's pointing out most of the time when we see these, it is labeled on the paper what's x and what's y. So then what's the coordinates for b? Yeah, -5, -5, because this -5 for x, this -5 for y. What about the coordinates for c? Yeah, 4, -2, because this x of 4, I'm going to highlight this x of 4, this x of -2. And then some computation at the end. Mean, remember we add up all the numbers, divide by how many we have. Median is the middle, but what do we have to do first? Not for median. Yeah, I can't just look for the middle of this set because they're not in order. So we have to put these numbers in order first to find the median. And then, guys, this is opinion kind of right now. Part B of which two measures in Part A give the most accurate information about our phone use. So if one day, how long is 120 minutes? What's another way to say that? 2 hours, right? Maybe this is like her best friend from camp. They hadn't talked in a long time. They talked for 2 hours. But most of her other conversations, are they super long or relatively short? Like, that's up for you to decide. There's like some 0-minute conversations there, right? Which, wait, a 0-minute conversation?
30 seconds.
So, if you're getting confused about 0 minutes, what would that mean then? She doesn't make a call, right? She didn't use the phone those days. So this might be like Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Or wait, when would it make sense that she's on the phone for a long time?
Friday.
Yeah, like the weekend, right? So maybe those days are the weekend, and through the week she's not on the phone a whole lot. All right, other questions? I mean, we pretty much covered the whole thing, but other questions? Kylie? Absolutely. Other questions? All right, let's look at E and F on our worksheet. So we are on, I think the 222 worksheet. Yeah. So you should just keep out what you got out. We did this last week, right? We started this. I want you and your teammates to look at E and F and try to remember the strategies we talked about last week. They may or may not work well here. Sometimes the numbers aren't nice. No, try not to at first. So last week we broke the numbers up. Right? So I know some of us are struggling to remember what we did last week. It feels like a long time ago. The Buckeyes won. Go Bucks. Not a very difficult game. If I add 0.14 and 0.325, right, well, let's do that off to the side. That's not the color I want. Remember, if there's not a 0 at the end, we can add a 0 at the end. So I'm not dealing with the whole numbers yet. I'm just looking at the decimal parts. 5, 6, wait, 0.465. Is that going to cancel out with the negative that we have like it did last week? Does that cancel out with a 0.6? Not nicely. Guys, this is one where it's not very nice. We just kind of either have to use a calculator like some people asked me, or just do it, right? Well, what's 14 plus 10? 24, so really we have 24.465 and a negative 13.6. Like sometimes this may or may not help. I don't know, maybe I'm too old. Do you guys know Marvel movies? Okay, good. I was real, I didn't want to be that, Good guys and bad guys, do they get along or do they tend to fight each other? They tend to fight each other, right? And then there's the big bad that wants to just snap his fingers and, make everyone go away. So, guys, when I see positive and negative numbers, we can think about it like Cecil's movement on the tightrope, but when it's not whole steps, forwards or backwards, sometimes, and if this doesn't help you, you don't have to think about this, I think of good guy, bad guy, right? They're gonna fight against each other, just like Cecil moving forward and moving backwards, kind of undoing things. Who is stronger here, the good guy or the bad guy? The good guy. It's a bigger number. When we talked last week about absolute value, right? Distance, or how strong we can kind of say now. Okay, so the good guy's stronger. Let's do subtraction then. Because if the good guy's going to win, the bad guy's going to just take a little bit away from him. And because I don't have zeros,
That's over half of it.
it is over half, and he'll be okay. Haven't you ever watched Iron Man? He almost dies a million times. He always depletes his power down to 2%. Man, without a calculator, we got to do a lot of borrowing, right? Borrow over. No, I don't need to borrow that.
You don't need to borrow the 6 of it.
Thank you, somebody. If I'm subtracting 0, I don't have to borrow anything. So it's here where we got to borrow, because I can't take 6 away from 4. Man, subtraction's kind of annoying. 14 minus 6. 23 minus 13. So our good guy has about 10.865 left. He's fine.
Now he about to die.
Nah, he's fine.
He'll be alright. He's not worried.
All right, I want you to look at F. Do those fractions work nice together? Or are they kind of like those decimals where it's meh, not great? Ooh, I heard convert to common denominators. Do not convert to decimal. That'll make things really bad. Because 1/3 is a bad decimal.
Or make it into an improper fraction.
Ooh, we could improper fraction, but we're still going to need common denominators. What would be a good denominator to use here? 6. Make all your denominators 6. So make sure you're multiplying on top and bottom. You can leave the whole numbers alone if you just want to look at the fractions. So if you just look at the fraction. Love it. I got people writing on graph paper because there's not much space on your paper.
We can scroll down a little.
Absolutely, because now I've got this copied here. So I'm going to do times 2 and times 2. Times 3. That's very loud. So we get 26 and 2 6. Guys, please stop me if we're confused. Negative 12 and 3 6. Oh yeah, that one's fine. 3 and 1, 6. Now, if at least the movies that I can remember, and of course, probably not the same ones as you, do good guys work together, or do they like just always do their own thing and they're like, you do you and I'm gonna do me? They like work together, right? They like team up. Okay, fine. Team them up. Put them together. Put our good guys together, and what do we get?
That one good guy does not have
29 and 3, 6. And, hey guys, I hope we're writing this with me. Could we write minus here? Yes, we could. But we can also, because I like to think good guys, bad guys, we can also write it as negative. So I have a good guy and, right, the addition is and a bad guy. Who's stronger? Good guy. Do these work nice together or not? A positive 3/6 and a negative 3/6. Yeah, the fractions wipe each other out. So then 29 minus 12. What's 29 minus 12? 17. Questions? Look at your absolute value part of your worksheet. Did we do C and D last week? Yeah? Okay, sweet. Did we do 48? Did we have time? No. Alright, let's look at 48. Alright, Gina. She's got a thought. Gina says, look! She boasted. What's it mean to boast? Like brag. Boasting is like bragging. So guys, look, we're looking at 48. It's on your paper. It's on your worksheet. We're doing this so it helps you on your homework. I can use these ideas to add large integers quickly without even picking up the pencil. Ooh. Yeah, I disagree with without even picking up a pencil, but she says, like, she doesn't need a calculator, right? Is what she's telling us. You guys want to try these out and discuss with each other? How can you make these problems easier than what they might be? How can these problems be easier? Ooh, I see something interesting in A. Oh, talk with each other, guys. Talk with each other. What? That was jerk? What do you mean that was jerk? Oh. I totally misheard you.
Because I was like, wait, no, that looks really complicated. And then I saw
Alright. I'm going to give you 2 pieces of advice. Totally free. I should charge you for this. Totally free. I got some people not paying attention though. These 2 pieces of advice will serve you very well in life. They're kind of simple too. Open your eyes. Turn on your brain. So, Vincent, did you open your eyes, turn on your brain, and figure out how these problems do not need a calculator?
Yeah.
You want to talk about one of them for me?
So on B, 313 minus, and I'm taking off the fraction because there's no fraction. 313 minus 300 is just 13.
Oh, so Vincent's saying ignore the fraction for a second. I don't know why it's not erasing. So ignore that. Look at the 313 and then the negative 300. See, it's just 13. Positive or negative?
Positive 13.
Positive 13, and then we can go back and get the fraction and say it's 13 and 6/11ths. The negative 300 just takes that 300 off of there. Layla, can you talk about A or C for me? Pass. All right, we'll shuffle you back in. Mia?
Which one?
A or C. This is 48, but whichever one you want to talk about.
The first one is 212.72.
Yeah, how'd you get that?
183.6 minus that one, and it's 0. So
When I look at these numbers, what are they? Well, they're not the same.
one of them is negative.
Ooh, right here. We got an alert. Hold up. This, I would like you to write this down, please. This is what we call additive inverse. Also known as opposites. Opposites.
Oh.
Two numbers where one is positive and one is negative, they wipe each other out. It's like ordering pizza and eating the whole thing. Shh. If I don't say it out loud, it's not so bad. So, wait. Okay, so in C, I don't have additive inverses. Is there a
Yeah.
way?
No.
I don't like your attitude. Saying no. I don't like your attitude.
You can guess it a problem.
Yeah, but why just do the problem? The fact that you're using the word just is such a lame word. I'm gonna just do the minimum. No, let's be cool. Can I pick out in 212? Can I get a? Oh, sorry, I forgot my negative symbol. Can I get a positive 150.75?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How much more would I need to make a whole? 0.25, right? And then what am I at? 151. How much more do I need to get up to 212? Well, let's do the 151. What if I add 50? I'm at 201. How much more do I need? 11 more. So 61. If you want to, and if you aren't allowed to use a calculator, guys, we can take a number and break it to make additive inverses. Because now, and I know some of you are thinking like, why? Just do subtraction? That's fine. If you just want to do subtraction, that's fine. I'm just showing you another method. Those are opposites. Right? So now we know our answer is just 61.25. It's just another strategy. Right? I'm just here to show you a bunch of strategies. We got a few minutes left. So we talked about this for a moment last week. I want to make sure that we did we do C and D? So I don't think we did. C and D. Sorry, a 51. Sorry, I know 49's on the screen, but let's look at 51 together. Actually, talk with your team. Talk with your team about C and D here. Right? Write an expression. Just make sure we can quick. Up under the map. Carmen, what do we have in C? Why do we have 0? There are 4 positives and there are 4 negatives. This is another example of additive inverses. They cancel. They're opposites. In D, blank, blank, blank. Kylie, where? Nope. Cheetah, where do I start in D? From negative 4. Okay, then what do we do? Ooh, we add how much? 6. We add how much? 7. 7. And get to positive 3. Questions. I don't often do this, but because I'm collecting your homework tomorrow, take the last 10 minutes. If you get 221 and 222 done, please don't turn it in. We'll check it tomorrow. We'll check 222 tomorrow. Please keep it. Gotcha. If you're already done with those, the next... Nope, they're over here. The next set of homework, here's the deal. These are stapled separately because they're separate assignments. Okay, so this is all going to get turned in on Friday. So if you want to write due Friday on top of this when you get this, like that might not be a bad idea. There. There. And this, on top of it, you're welcome, has your vocab of additive inverse and additive identity. So if you want to highlight or underline any of those parts, yeah, please don't work on new homework if you don't have done what is due tomorrow. We need to finish what is due tomorrow. Actually, if you have any questions on 222, I can take those as well. Got any questions on the back? Yo, back on 54. It's good. Like, you don't have to. But it's good to kind of try to start to memorize that an eighth, like a slice of pizza. Yeah, I know, I love pizza. Is 0.125. So 7/8 is going to be 125 times 7. Guys, 52 does not have a right answer. I want to see you be creative. You're using 5, 6, and 7, and some operations you choose. 5, 6, and 7 don't necessarily work nice with each other if I try to divide those, so I would be careful. Division is often tricky. 52 does not have one right answer. Be creative. Just my challenge is one of them should, guys, this word, because I know there's a hole punch, this word is value. It should have a value of 37. So can you equal 37? Can you figure out with 5, 6, and 7 how to get to 37? I wonder if I could get to 30 and then add the 7, right? Because we have a 7 to use. You do? Ah, that was fast. Holy cow. Smaller. Well, I got another packet for you after that one. I'm just trying to separate so you guys don't have to break staples. 0.125. I'll shift that back. 1/8, sort of worth knowing. 0.125. Any other questions? Happy to help you. Happy to help you. Guys, you don't often need to erase for me. If you do stuff wrong, that's okay. That's part of learning. Doing stuff wrong just happens. Alright, one other announcement. You can only do this if you're mastered. But if you're trying to get a head start on math, I do have the rest of the chapter printed at AO or extensions. You're allowed to come and ask me for it if you want. There's no reason to work ahead though. You do not need to work ahead. Miss Martin, I'm going to take this back to the closet real quick. Anyone in here play chess? Do you want to play chess at lunch potentially? If for when the weather gets bad, if I started a lunchtime chess club? No? Maybe? You'd be down what? Nice. I love teaching chess.